Okay, we got a special one here today. For Christmas, I got stage one, finished the stage one kit, should say, because I've already got the exhaust. Now today, we're going to add the filter adapter on the filter and change the jet and the carb. As you can see here, the airbox is halfway installed because I didn't want to get into making this video and have all kinds of problems with the fitment and everything, which there is a few things that I'll address in the video. And as you can hear Mia back there playing with her chew toy and stuff. But there's a few things I'm going to address that you may or may not have this problem depending on which engine you're running. Okay, to remove your stock airbox, it's just these two 10mm nuts. Pop the air cover up, which is a pain in the tail, needless to say. And right here, mine's removed. Like I said, I've already prepped this and stuff, but there's a 10mm bolt there that you're going to have to take out. Now we're going to take the throttle linkage off, the throttle linkage spring. This, your valve cover breather, we need to get a filter for that, but I don't have it at this time. Next, you're going to want to take this gasket off. This one here. Now mine's fairly new. You technically should replace the gaskets every time you take them on and off, but in my case, I'm not doing that. At work, absolutely, all day long, do that. Your choke comes off. Don't lose this. Very important. And then the carb just slides off. And once I get it off, I'll get it over to the bench, get the fuel drained out of it, and then pop the bottom of the bowl off, and I'll go over changing the jets on it. Okay, here we are. We're getting ready to take out the jet. You pop the bottom of the carburetor bowl off. 10mm bolt, the center bolt. The other is a drain. So I drain them, dump them out, pop this center cap, drain the rest of it out, and then pop it the rest of the way apart. Now, don't like to use impacts to take these things apart, but in my case, I actually had to because it was, as I like to say, gorilla tight from the factory. Now, this is, if I can get it to focus here, I'm going to start out with, trying to get it, there it is, that 42 jet. I'm not sure what comes stock in them, but I know it's not that. Mine is a 42, which is 42 thousandths, also known as a 107. Also on this, whenever you're doing anything with these, if you notice the threads in there, that's cast metal. You'll want to use a screwdriver like this. If they've got any flare on the outside of it, that's going to be a no-go. You're going to mess up your threads, and then your whole carburetor's messed up. Okay, I got it to somewhat focus here. It's a 103 from the factory. And some kits, you'll get a new emulsion tube. The stock emulsion tube in this case should be fine to use. We're only going up 4 jet sizes. I know with the 212 kits, which I'll be doing that on Asher's here soon also, and I'll video it just like this. But some of them come with new emulsion tubes, and then you want to make sure you orient it, the emulsion tube, to go in just like this, and it just slides down in there. Then we're going to take our new jet, put it down in there, and screw it back in. Okay, now that we got it back together, the new jet's in there. I got the bowl back on. I always orient it. The drain plug goes on this side of the carburetor, which would be if you orient it towards the back. We'll get it over here, start putting it on, and then we'll take it out and ride it. Okay, one thing I forgot to mention, there is going to be a gasket behind there, in case some of you haven't ever done this before. Make sure that gasket looks good. If you need to change it, take notice of where your holes are, because if you don't have those holes lined up, it ain't going to run, or if it does run, it ain't going to run right. Okay, on this gasket, just like the same in the back, make sure all your openings line up. If any of them holes are blocked up or this gasket's put on wrong, it'll run with throttle more than most likely, or it won't run at all. Okay, for this part, you see the choke's back on. You will need that. So, and you can see I kind of bent it. Well, once I get it on there, I'll show you how that works. So again, same thing with the holes. But if you using the choke hold, there's really only one way to put it on. I pre-tightened it on. It is a 7mm, because on the 420s, unlike the 212s, you've got to bend the tab down to take and hold your choke lever on. Now on the 212s, the choke lever slides down in that slot. Another problem I had to address, my kit didn't come with new studs. Some of them do, some of them don't. I had to add washers to this, just as long as there's even amount of pressure on both sides. So it's 4 flat washers, and I added 2 lock nuts, or 2 lock washers to it, just to help out. And then you use your existing 10mm nuts that you took off the stock airbox. Now another problem you'll have is if you try to use anything other than a 1/4 inch 10mm on this specific one, but if you try to use anything other than that, it ain't gonna work for you. I'm sorry about the squeaking in the background. Little couple-month-old puppy. She's on one today. Okay, we got that all locked down. And as you can see here, choke works and everything. Fuel shut off still works. So we are good to go. One thing I forgot to do is hook up the throttle linkage. I just now noticed that, so stand by. Alright, well there we go. Now we got the air filter on. I did order a sock that's supposedly waterproof and yada yada, blah blah blah. I'm just using it for now. I'm actually gonna take and get a coffee can, take some 3M hook and loop, kind of like Velcro type stuff, pop the can on there. That way whenever it ain't muddy and it's dry, I can take and pop it off. Whenever it's muddy and everything, well, have that in place of this. Plus, anytime it sets outside, pop that on. Should keep the water out of it and everything. So, the exhaust, pretty self-explanatory. Just take your old exhaust off. This certain pipe, I use the included hardware with it. Just remove your studs. I'm not going to go over that in this video or anything on how to do that. You'll have to look that up. There's plenty of videos out there on YouTube for it. But yeah, this full stage 1 kit, as they call it. Before I did this with just the exhaust, which watching Redbeard on the 212, I noticed you lose horsepower without a muffler on. Once he put the muffler on, got a little bit of a boost in power, but for me, I ain't too worried about it. But with just the header and no air filter, we was hitting confirmed 35 mile an hour with it. That's 1060 gearing, so 6-to-1 gear. On 40 series torque converter, red spring, just how I got it, I put it on, and that's how it said. I haven't adjusted that or anything. And but yeah, 35. This setup, I guarantee it just bolted on horsepower, because I know for a fact, showing the dyno results from the 212s, if it does it on that, and it was upwards of a 40% increase, then I don't see why this shouldn't be upwards of a 40% increase. Well, we're fixing to find out. All right, well, we'll give it the moment of truth here, the first fire up. Wow. Yeah. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And tune in next Monday to see me put the muffler on that I ordered. And same time, same place. Till then.